Are often lower than the competition specials. And if you're not happy, we'll give you back your first week's rent. Now that's a great deal. Rent-A-Center. Count on us for a great deal.
Convenience stores are popping up everywhere, and they all seem to be alike, small and limited, except one, Tom Thumb. Tom Thumb has more than other convenience stores, so you can pick up almost anything. How does that make the other guys feel? Downright embarrassed.
Get Kemp's ice cream for just $1.79, Tony's pizza $1.59, and Oreo cookies, big stuff and double stuff, all $1.99 this week at Tom Thumb.
It won't make you rich or famous, but it will change your life. If you love kids, and if you have the time to give them, become a foster parent. It isn't adoption. You won't be making a 20-year commitment to parenting. But as long as you are a foster parent, it will bring out the best you've got in you, because that's what it will take. Hennepin County Foster Care. Call 348-KIDS.
This is KMSP-TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
KMSP, your upper Midwest sports leader, presents the 1988 Minnesota State High School Boys Basketball Tournament. Brought to you in part by TCF, where Minnesota banks and borrows. RC Cola, go out of your way for the great taste of RC. The Minnesota Dairy Promotion Council, American Dairy Association. Tony's Twice-Top Frozen Pizza, it's the tops. All of our Buy Minnesota advertisers.
And now to the Civic Center in St. Paul, and your announcers Ted Robinson, Perry Williams, Jim Gilliland, and Janet Carvenin.
Good evening and welcome to the Civic Center in St. Paul, site of the 76th Annual Boys Basketball Tournament, where tonight the third place game in Class AA will be decided between Cloquet and Osseo, followed by the championship game AA, Ricori against Robbinsdale Armstrong. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us once again here at the Civic Center. I am Perry Williams, and what started way back last fall, at the end of October, early November, the first day of practice, will culminate tonight with our Class AA action, the final action of the 1987-88 basketball season, high school level in the state of Minnesota. We will have the Class AA third place game tonight, followed by the championship game. Quickly now, let's recap you on what transpired here yesterday afternoon in the Class AA semifinals. Unbeaten top-ranked Ricori beat Cloquet 62-50 in one semifinal, followed by the Robbinsdale-Armstrong-Osseo game. Armstrong wins it 65-64. That set up this bracket board that looks like this. The championship game tonight between Ricori and Armstrong. Cloquet and Osseo for third place. Now, the AA consolation game today, Apple Valley beating Wilmer by the score 67-59. Now, if you missed the action earlier this afternoon, our Class A championship won by De La Salle by the score of 58-36 over the RTR Knights. So the championship of Class A goes to De La Salle. Moving on to the third place game, Crookston in overtime by 3 over Big Fork, 69-66. Quick look at the bracket board and you'll see as De La Salle gets the championship by virtue of wins over LeSueur, Big Fork, and today RTR. And the Class A consolation game won by the LeSueur Giants 96-74. That was held this morning here at the Civic Center. So we're getting ready for two games tonight. First, the third place on the line, followed by the championship matchup. And here we go again with our trio of announcers, Ted Robinson, Janet Carvenin, and Jim Gilliland.
All right, thank you, Perry. I feel you guys like we've been here before? I feel like we've done this before. Well, it wraps up tonight, AA championship game. First of all, the third place game, the Osseo Orioles, I'm sure had a feeling they'd be playing at 9 o'clock tonight. Losers only once this year until last night when Armstrong knocked them out. Now they have to come back and play that Cloquet team that doesn't do anything artistically, Janet, but certainly does it in a scrappy way.
Well, they hung right with the undefeated Ricori team that we're going to see later in our championship game. And the big reason why was Tim Giacomini. He was 4 for 4 from three-point range, and he has shown us that the guards don't have the corner on the market on the three-point shot. And also for Osseo, Jeff Jones, a 6'3", fine player, also shoots the outside shot as well as playing inside. There you see Giacomini on the right and Jeff Jones on the left.
All right, those are certainly the two key players tonight for the two sides. Osseo would seem to have a lot of firepower, but again, don't count Cloquet out of anything. They've shown us that in the first 2 days. Then the championship game, Jim Gilliland, and we get Armstrong and Rocori. Rocori's unbeaten. They're #1. They seem to have turned back every obstacle in their way. But Armstrong has one thing, though. They have depth.
Yeah, they've got depth, and they've got hot at the right time. They lost 5 out of their last 8 in the regular season, part of it due to injuries and trying to get one lineup together, but in the process, developed the depth they're talking about. They play 10 guys. They've been very effective in the tournament, going against a team who's trying to complete what every player dreams about, an unbeaten championship year, Rocori Spartans.
All right, and a good crowd on hand with some Metro schools, so you'll hear a lot of noise at the Civic Center tonight. And stay with us. We have third place, Osseo and Cloquet, coming up when we return to the Civic Center right after this.
What can I do for you?
I'd like to apply for a loan.
Name?
Chuck.
What do you do for a living, Chuck?
Well, I have a little
How
business
much do you make?
on,
Any debts or assets? Are you married or cohabiting, Chucky? Ever had a loan before? Do you smoke other than cigarettes? Ever been arrested? Do you sleep well? Any kinky habits?
If borrowing money brings out the beast in you, escape to TCF. We'll give you an answer within 8 hours on all kinds of loans.
You eat any strange food?
Farmers who switch to Eradicane are getting better grass control. Isn't that right, Gary?
It did an excellent job controlling our grasses. Mainly foxtail is our big grass problem, and we're very happy with Eradicane.
How about you, Alan?
I watched my neighbor putting on Eradicane with his fertilizer through impregnation, and I tried it, and it just cleaned up my grasses really well.
For better grass control than Dual or Lasso, farmers like you are switching to Eradicane.
From the Northland Ford Quality Showcase.
It started a revolution in quality and design. Now there's a new generation, Tempo for 1988. Best built by Ford and backed with a 6-year, 60,000-mile warranty. This GL sedan has power steering, tilt wheel, air conditioning, and more. A feature attraction that can bring you savings up to $1,500. Experience the new generation Tempo from Ford. First in sales, first in quality, first in value. Your Northland Ford dealer.
Just a little piece of mind. Give me some peace of mind.
You can find it in a quiet moment or in a child's laughter. And now you can find it in a health plan.
Everybody wants peace.
Preferred Gold.
Peace of mind.
From Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
At the St. Paul Civic Center now, let's meet the starting lineups for Osseo and Cloquet as we join public address announcer Dick Stanford.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for the introductions for the third place game. This game matches the champions of Region 7AA, the Cloquet Lumberjacks, and the champions of Region 5AA, the Orioles from Osseo. And now here are the starting lineups. At forward, first for Cloquet, 6'4" senior, number 34, Tim Giacomini. At forward for Osseo, 6'4" junior, number 34, Mike Corton. At forward for the Lumberjacks, 6'2" senior, number 54, Stu Sorensen. At forward for the Orioles, 6'3" senior, number 45, Jeff Jones. At center for Cloquet, 6'5" senior, number 52, Rich Peterson. At center for Osseo, 6'3" junior, number 24, Stuart Kramer. At guard for the Lumberjacks, 5'9" senior, number 12, Dean Randa. At guard for the Orioles, 5'10" junior, number 14, Tim Jett. At guard for Cloquet, 5'9" senior, number 20, Mark Lindquist. At guard for Osseo, 6'2" senior, number 25, Doug Herman. The head coach at Cloquet is Jerry Erickson. At Osseo, Warren Bolin. Your officials for the third place game, Lauren Benz and Frank White. Ladies and gentlemen, on the scoreboard.
And so we're set. The Cloquet Lumberjacks scrumming at center court to prepare. They'll be in the white jerseys, and Osseo will be in the black and orange jerseys. And the starting lineup's good balance again. It's been the theme for Osseo throughout the tournament. They have, especially up front, Jones and Kramer both can hit for 20 a game.
Good size matchups here. All frontline players in the 6'3", 6'4" range. And of course, they've been able to play and win most of the games against taller competition all season.
All right, we're set to go. Third place at stake at AA. Earlier today, Crookston won third place in the Class A, and Minneapolis De La Salle won the state championship in Class A. Tim Giacomini, good three-point shooter. Mark Lindquist, Dean Randa. Giacomini, the two-pointer that missed. It's rebounded by Kramer for Osseo. Up to Herman. Doug Herman, Tim Jett, Horton, and Jeff Jones. And Randa gets the tip ball for Cloquet.
Giacomini really had his way in the first half anyway yesterday against Corey's zone, but it looks like Osseo's coming out with man-to-man.
And Mark Lindquist hits a three-pointer to start the game for Cloquet. Jett has it slapped away from behind by Lindquist. So a three-pointer at one end, a steal at the other. Did he make it two? No. Herman gets the long rebound for Osseo. Nice left side pass to Mike Horton. Carried by Rich Peterson. For Giacomini. And so Cloquet leads 5-0.
Osseo was a quick starting team last night, scoring all first 8 points against Armstrong. Armstrong battling back, of course.
Jeff Jones running out to the top, rimming it out. Tim Jett high for the rebound. And Jett hits it for two.
Basketball number 14, Tim Jett.
Very quick player, Tim Jett. Got an appropriate name. The only position I can think of that would be better is if maybe he was a wide receiver with that name.
Lindquist, Randa really in trouble, but he squirts out of it. Rich Peterson, and he throws the ball out of bounds off the leg of Jeff Jones.
Dwayne Norgren into the game for Cloquet. Giacomini gets a rest early here.
I was watching Giacomini's something's not right with him. He's either not feeling well. He was just breathing so hard after the first two trips down the floor. He didn't even chase Jeff Jones on that last outside shot at the other end of the floor.
Lauren Benson of Minnesota City and Frank White are the officials tonight.
Pass tipped on the way out by Stu Sorensen, and Osseo will keep it. 5-2, Cloquet leading. Senior Doug Herman. Last game for the Orioles. Two seniors start, Herman and Jeff Jones, and there they are combining, and Jones will go to the line.
Jones has been able to get his shot without much problem, but he's 0 for 2 from the field. He had a good look on a corner shot, and then he was left open about at the free throw line. And I'm sure if Cloquet continues to take that tactic, he'll start making them pay. Kramer with a good move.
That was not a shooting foul. It was an inbounds, and Kramer gets the basket. Dwayne Norgren, 32, and Cloquet had committed the foul.
Zone pressure, Kramer picking him up. Kramer had a great day yesterday, 20 points. Really a strong player. They're coming after him.
5 count, violation. Not advancing the ball. Lumberjacks are a little puzzled by that call. And it's a three by Jeff Jones.
Number 45, Jeff Jones for three.
So, Osseo with the lead now, 7-5. They've scored 7 straight points. Nice feed inside to Nordgren. Wayne Nordgren gets the basket. Rich Peterson with the feed. Jet. And there's Corton in the right place. Ah, nice tip by Jones.
Jones is such an effective player. He plays inside and out. Cloquet doing a nice job breaking the press there.
And it'll be off Randa out of bounds. And we'll come back to Osseo when we return. 4:04 to play in the first quarter of play at Osseo, leading Cloquet 9-7 at the boys basketball tournament.
Are fluctuating interest rates keeping you out of your new home? Fix them with a new home from Gardner Brother Homes. Gardner Brother Homes offers FHA, VA, 8 3/8, 30-year fixed-rate mortgages to qualified first-time home buyers at a monthly payment that fits your budget. And of course, a quality-built home that fits all your living needs. A home from Gardner Brothers offers you the style you want, the space you need, and the financing you can afford. Get an interest rate you can handle from Gardner Brother Homes.
Building your future today.
My dad and I have owned Ford trucks for as long as I can remember. If somebody had told me 3 months ago that I'd be driving a Chevy truck, well, I wouldn't have believed them. Well, I took a look at the new Chevy truck, and they've totally redesigned the truck. And test drove it. That was enough to sell me on it. It's got the Vortec V6. It's got plenty of power. They've had tough competition from Ford, and they've beat them.
The heartbeat of America, that's today's Chevy truck.
Chevrolet's done their homework on this truck.
Cloquet's Jerry Erickson, 13 years as a head coach. Warren Bolin of Osseo on the right, 9 years as a head coach. Team's playing for third place in AA in the state. Osseo leading by a bucket in the first quarter. There's a nice play and a steal by Sorensen. Oh!
Tough shot. The left hand.
Great body control by Stu Sorensen. Ties the game at 9. Jones gets it right back for Osseo, and he has 7 points already. Lindquist was sandwiched there as he crossed midcourt. Foul on Osseo.
Fouls on the Orioles, number 45, Jeff Jones.
Foul on Jones, and that's his first on the team.
Osseo is really tough once they get those traps set on the double team. Cloquet needs to pass the ball before they get trapped like that.
I think, Janet, Osseo's going to make life tougher on Cloquet's guards. We mentioned that Cloquet's guards are both dominant right hands. They don't use their left hands unless they absolutely have to, and their defenders seem to be pushing them that way.
And the guards are both, Randa and Lindquist are both 5'9", and they're going up against 6'3" Jones and 6'3" Kramer on the press situation. Here's Kramer.
Nice job by Kramer.
Just a junior. He's having another good year with Osseo.
And it counts for Kramer, and you get a blocking foul on Randa of Cloquet.
Basket by number 24, Stuart Kramer.
You look at the body control here of Stuart Kramer. He comes down the lane and gets bumped by the man on his knees there, Dean Randa.
I guess if we talk about juniors that have been most impressive during these last 3 days, he'd be at the top of my list, as it'll be impact players in the state next year.
Top of mind too. Looks really, really tough. For his size, he plays well inside. Hits the boards hard, especially on the offensive end, and he has nice shooting touch from the outside.
Mark Lindquist and Andy Martinson in the game has the ball knocked out as he goes up for the shot. Here's Jet. Kramer fouled by Martinson. Number 50 for Cloquet, Andy Martinson.
Foul before the shot. Be Osceola's ball.
Number 50, Andy Martinson.
That gets us to a timeout with 2:42 to play in the first quarter of our third place game. And it's Osseo 13, Cloquet 9.
Excuse me, I see a gray hair there.
I do. I have a couple.
Let me see.
But you know something? The first time I ever went to Paris and I walked down the Champs-Elysees, I had the weirdest feeling that I'd been there before.
But you took sides in a political conversation, though.
A guy named Steve, his life wasn't going well. He put an extra E in his name, S-T-E-E-V-E, Steve.
Because in Florida, we used to go deer hunting. There hadn't been a deer in Florida in 100 years.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If you're not wearing Dockers, you're just wearing pants.
It's a yes. It's a definite okay.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
KMSP Television has purchased the broadcast rights to the 1988 Minnesota State High School basketball tournament. No broadcast, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and account of this copyrighted telecast is permitted without the written authority of KMSP Television and the Minnesota State High School League. I don't know who's going to take responsibility for the crew. Great job, guys, all over. Cameras, technicians, all throughout. 2 sites over the last 3 days, spearheaded by our executive producer, Joe Carney. The Ayatollah of Sports at Channel 9, and our producer here, Hank Dolan, and director, Tom Meade Jr. Osseo out with it on the run to Corton, and nice quick hands by Lindquist. Knocks it out, they say it goes out off Corton. Frank White gives the ball to Cloquet.
Cloquet did face one Lake Red team this season. They lost a 7-point game early in the season to Bloomington Jefferson. They have lost 5 all year. Typically we see Duluth Central or East out of their region, so it's kind of nice to see a different team. Stuart Kramer picking up the foul.
Cloquet to inbound. There's your time remaining first quarter.
They're switching their pressure now. They're going full court. Full court man.
Oh, Jet.
He's quick.
He is. And you can see, I mean, and it went out off Lindquist. I didn't catch that, but it's going to be Osseo ball. And you can see, Janet, they're going at the right hands of these guards.
That's right. He did a great job of making the guard change direction and cutting off the right side, using the sideline.
There's a travel called on Osseo.
Warren Bolden will have a good place to start next year with Tim Jett, Stuart Kramer Jr. in the lineup, along with Mike Corton. And a roster full of reserves who are juniors. Really only 5 seniors in uniform tonight. 10 juniors.
Nice pass ahead to Andy Martinson. Oh, Osseo leading now by 2, 13-11. Mike Corton. Jeff Jones. Corton for 3, a line drive short. Martinson again. Whoa. Jet got up there in his way, and that ball will be out of bounds. They can give it back to Cloquet.
Now someone must have touched it for Osseo. Martinson looks, takes a peek, and sees Jet coming, tries to dump it off there at the last minute. Jet, it looked like it grazed Jet's hand.
Pat Kelly, 14 in for Cloquet at 5'5". He's the shortest player we've seen in the tournament. And there's Andy Martinson. Tying the game for the Lumberjacks. Jones up top. Run down by Corton. Giacomini back in for Cloquet, and he's having the task of trying to guard Jones, and there's a great feed by Kramer.
Really nice pass by Kramer. He got cut off on the baseline. He is so comfortable down on the low post and moves so well. Here's Frank White a couple of possessions ago saying, hands off, hands off. They really are battling for position, but Kramer does a nice job.
Martinson missing. Sorensen couldn't come down with the ball cleanly, and out with it comes Jones for Osseo. Time running down, first quarter. And Jones. That'll end the first quarter. Have our third place Class AA game at the Civic Center, and after one, the Osseo Orioles. A 2-point lead over the Cloquet Lumberjacks.
Hey fans, our world champion Minnesota Twins are back, ready to open the 1988 season on April 8th, 9th, and 10th against the Toronto Blue Jays. And here's a special bonus. Opening night, April 8th, is also Snapper Calendar Night, with all fans receiving a beautiful 12-month Twins calendar free, courtesy of your local Snapper dealer. Tickets for all Twins home games are on sale now at Dayton's, the Twins Pro Shop, and the Metrodome Ticket Office, or call the Twins directly. Get in on the action and call today, because in 1988, the rally continues.
Well, you know the bad news.
Charlie Carlson looks cool under pressure. But just because his shirt is dry doesn't mean he smells good. Because underarm odor is invisible, he needs Sure Solid. Sure helps protect against wetness and odor. So, Charlie, why go to work with a dry shirt and a false sense of security? Tomorrow, use Sure Solid and be just as sure about odor as you are about wetness.
I hear we have a new vice president.
Thanks.
All right, a Royal Crown Coal Attorney Trivia Quiz. This is trivia. This is the definition of trivia, folks, right here. And Gilliland, if you tell me you know the answer, I'm leaving right now.
I've got to confess, I don't know the answer. I do know that team, though. They lost to Edina in the first round and then proceeded to dominate the consolation bracket, putting up a lot of shots and scoring a lot of baskets.
And Romer, number 10, and Kramer, 24, get tangled up on that side for Osseo. Fellerman, 32 in the game, Chris Fellerman. That is he with the ball. A lot of changes for Osseo. It's Tim Callanan, 55, down low. And finally, we get a foul called against Cloquet. Senior guard Bill Romer for Osseo.
Cloquet staying in that man-to-man defense. They have relied pretty much on the man-to-man throughout the tournament. And it's been a good defense, especially in a team like Osseo that is so perimeter-oriented.
All right, it took me a moment to remember, but Hank Dolan asked me if I knew the 67 starters for Central. Jim Hill, Phil Rogers, Skip Schultz, Dave Hewler, and Robin Borum. I could have made those up, but I didn't.
Did you ever play Jeopardy when you were a kid, Jim?
Well, that was my conference. I was following that.
Stuart Kramer will shoot the 1-and-1 here. Doesn't get any roll, but nice rebound. No basket. And here comes Cloquet on a break. 2-on-2, but back quickly was Herman to swat it away from Randa. Here's a 2-on-none. And Tim Callanan with the slam.
Well, his teammates are giving him a standing ovation. They're happy for their teammate.
Times have changed because it wasn't too long ago there weren't too many reserves who could dunk the ball. Callanan tried to get cute with the pass there by Kramer.
And Randa hit the deck on the hip check, and Callanan is called for the foul.
Just a subtle little bump there by Callanan.
13 foul on the Orioles.
Kelly. Dean Randa. And nice left-handed move by Stu Sorensen. Osio's lead in the bucket again. Bellerman, nice feed into Callanan. And Callanan on the second try gets the basket.
Callanan adding some spark for Ossio.
There's a collision. You can see that coming. And a blocking foul called on Callanan of Ossio.
Andy Martinson taking it in strong here. Callanan not in position.
He's been starting on the football team since he was a sophomore, and now we know why. Andy is strong.
He really is.
Jeff Jones back in for Ossio. Kramer going down, and here's Martinson.
Martinson is a junior. Has a 3.9 grade average.
Good blocking technique, too.
Foul shooting touch. So it is now a 19-17 lead for the Orioles. Doug Herman and Fellerman. Three-pointer misses. Jones. And Sorensen down with it for Cloquet.
These two teams really coming out and playing hard. They're not showing any signs of a letdown. Usually third-place games, we see evidence of disappointment.
Giacomini the miss. Martinson again, Andy Martinson. That's 8 points off the bench now for Martinson. Callanan.
Interesting combination for Ossio right now. They have 5 seniors on the team, and they're all in the game. Giving them a chance to win the trophy themselves here in their senior year.
There's Doug Herman, one of those seniors.
Herman yelling at his teammates, saying, "Come on, let's play ball now, guys." Giacomini. Don't know what Giacomini's just not right. He's not the same player we saw the last 2 days in the tournament. And he's going to go out again. Giacomini out, replaced by Dwayne Nordgren. Mike Corton back in, gives Doug Herman a rest for Ossio. Here's Chris Fellerman. Well, the Lumberjacks get it back. Lindquist back in the game. Dwayne Nordgren with the hoop for Cloquet. So the Lumberjacks out now to a 2-point lead. It's an 8-2 run there on Romer's shot block. And Jones the steal. Romer's his man wide open there. They get it to Fellerman finally. And Martinson comes down out of bounds on the baseline. Turns the ball back over. And now Jett and Kramer both get back in for Ossio. I would guess with the third game in 3 days that Warren Ball didn't substitute much the last 2. He probably feels like he has to today.
And it is nice to the seniors have playing opportunities.
Nice break there.
It really was. Romer with a little behind the back flip.
Romer to Corton to Fellerman.
Lindquist, nice fast change of direction. Randa. And Randa's called for traveling. He sandwiched him. He tried to reverse pivot and get his way out of there, and he couldn't do it cleanly. And we have timeout with 4:03 to go in the first half. We're tied at 21.
Well, what can we do for you?
My name is John, and I'd like to explain.
When you go to some banks to borrow money, the way you're treated is almost criminal.
What do you want the money for?
Well, I'd like to buy a...
What makes you think we should give you the money?
Well, I thought you were the ones who had it. What is this?
Just sign it.
What?
Escape to TCF. We'll give you an answer within 8 hours on all kinds of loans.
How long will it take?
We'll get back to you.
You know, I'm not easily annoyed, but I never liked the way the vegetables always fell off between the sirloin on my beef kebabs. I fixed that. I don't put vegetables on my beef kebabs. In fact, I believe that's why someone invented salad.
Beef, real food for real people.
We're back at the St. Paul Civic Center, our AA third place game with 4 minutes to go in the half. We're tied at 21, Cloquet and Osseo. Osseo in the black and orange jerseys with the ball. Nice feed in from Kramer to Jeff Jones. Those two work so well together.
Oh, it was a perfect play, and Jet recognized that he couldn't get the ball to Jones himself, so he got the better passing angle by getting it up top to Kramer.
Steal there was created by Horton, and Kramer gets the hoop. They really work hard to get the ball up court. Sorensen blocked by Kramer.
Here they go.
Three by Jones, short, Randa rebounds. What I like about Kramer is that he can go from either way. Gets down and blocks a shot in low post defense, then he runs the floor, can play away from the basket.
Just a great all-around feel for the game. He knows when to take it in, when to dish off.
And here's a tip on Lundquist's pass, and Jeff Jones.
And Kramer keying that break.
Out of the timeout, 3 straight hoops for the Orioles. They lead by 6. Cloquet's offense has totally been disrupted now. The press is forcing Cloquet's guards to pick their dribble up 35 feet from the basket. You really can't run an offense that way.
You know, you're right. They're picking their dribble up before they even get the ball up court. They're going to have to try to not pick up the dribble and get trapped, or at least advance the ball up court.
Trapped is the key word there. They're getting trapped all over the floor there between the free throw line and the center court. Cloquet is looking for a timeout now.
Mike Horton filling the lane on the break. 8 straight points for Osseo, and that forces Jerry Erickson into calling a timeout on the Cloquet bench. And we'll break with 2:11 to go in the first half. And an 8-point lead for Osseo.
Electricity. The comfortable, convenient, 100% efficient, safe heat for every family. Now, through incredibly low off-peak rates from your electric cooperative, electric home and water heating is affordable for the budget of any home. Ask your electric cooperative about their low off-peak rates.
Come on, everybody, do that kick. Help kick, milk's that kick. The hard man pours it on real tall. Staying in shape, milk's a part of it all. Milk! From big city slickers to wheat field kickers, America's favorite. Help kick,
Hey, lots of exciting Twins action coming up on Channel 9. Tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock, our Grapefruit League special done by the incomparable, indescribable Joe Harowitz. Then next weekend we'll be in Denver for the final 2 exhibition games against Toronto, Saturday and Sunday, both at 1:30 on Channel 9. And right from Denver to New York for the season opener.
Well, even if they get the ball into the front court, the traps do not stop. Osseo really comes out after you. They don't drop back passively.
But Janet, as Lisa pointed out now, at least here Cloquet got the ball to the three-point line. Now they can run some semblance of an offense.
Right.
Miranda running the baseline, Giacomini, and that is his second basket. So he's been slowed by something in this game. He just doesn't appear to be himself.
Who's got him?
Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones having a big first half. That's 15 points now in the first half by Jeff Jones. Nice save by Lindquist, but all he can do is throw it up for grabs. Cloquet ball with the passing of Osseo, just beautiful. There are about 6 passes in a row. The ball doesn't touch the court. The players do the moving.
They move well and move well without the ball. After a player makes a pass, they don't just stand. That's really a common error, especially in high school athletics.
Press is really taking its toll. Osseo having a little trouble finishing off that steal, but they are really taking Cloquet out of their game.
The long pass up the front court to Giacomini.
If you're out front in the front court with the ball and you start to see a second person coming over to guard you, that's the time to get rid of the ball without picking your dribble up. Okay, did a better job of it that time. Was recognizing.
Off on the wing now, Jeff Jones, three-pointer.
Jones has not really been effective from 3 yet. There's a long pass to Martinson. Can't handle it.
10 seconds left for Osseo to get one up before halftime.
See the clock in the lower right. Oh, nice play there by Jet. Get that ball right up court quickly. Mike Corton lets fly. And that will end the first half. So at halftime at the St. Paul Civic Center of our Class AA third place game, the Osseo Orioles, led by Warren Boland, leading the Cloquet Lumberjacks 31-23.
If it sometimes seems like this is the only way to get money out of your bank, escape to TCF. With Command Credit, you can write yourself a loan anytime. And the interest may be deductible under the new tax code. See your tax advisor.
Howdy.
Canada Thistle. Smart.
When broadleaf weeds block your way to higher corn yields, overpower broadleaves. With Banville herbicide, Banville provides all the residual control you need to clear the way for higher corn yields. Overpower broadleaves with Banville herbicide.
Hi, Dad. Jane.
Hey, Jim.
Cool.
I think we're a success.
Where'd you learn to use all this stuff?
Training at the Technical Institute, Jim. That's how I got my job here.
I still don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Jim, whatever career you decide on, just make sure that the school that you choose puts you to work when you finish.
Perry Williams back at the St. Paul Civic Center, halftime of our Class AA third place game, 1988 boys basketball, and the Osseo Orioles have pulled out the 31-23 lead over the Lumberjacks of Cloquet. Of course, during the last 3 days of this tournament, a lot of sights and sounds we hope you have enjoyed. We've enjoyed bringing them to you. Well, our expert tape man, Mark Hershowitz, has produced a special musical look at the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I'm feeling for you. Let them say we're crazy, I don't care about that. Put your hand in my hand, baby, don't ever look back. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us now. I'm so glad I found you. I'm not gonna lose you. Whatever it takes, I will stay here with you. Take it to the good times, see it through the bad times. Whatever it takes is what I'm gonna do. Let them say we're crazy. What do they know? Put your arms around me, baby. Don't ever let go. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this
Well, nothing going to stop us now. A musical tribute to the teams, the players, the fans, and the staffs that makes Minnesota State basketball so exciting. And we're at halftime here of our Class AA third-place game. Mark Christowitz producing that videotape for you. Mac with more halftime festivities from the St. Paul Civic Center.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
Hello, I'm Lee Carlson, president of Maine Motors Chevrolet Cadillac and RV Center in Anoka, here to talk to you about used cars and trucks. We have a huge selection adjacent to our new car showroom, mini sale price from $29.95 to $69.95, and lots of late model cars and trucks on sale too. Remember, if you want a quality used car or truck, low payments with no money down, call 421-2700. You owe it to yourself to shop and compare at Maine Motors in Anoka.
Before I met Lenny, he had no style. I mean, his idea of a fashion statement was a t-shirt that said, "I'd rather be bowling." So I took him to Payless for shoes. They have all the latest styles. And at Payless prices, we can still afford to teach him how to dress. Next week, we have to teach him how to eat.
What? Right now, men's dress and casual styles are on sale for just $12.99 or 2 pairs for $25. Payless Shoe Source. You could pay more, but why?
Perry Williams back at the St. Paul Civic Center. Halftime of this third-place game, Class AA. Osseo leading it by 8. Now let's go over to Jim Gilliland. Gilly?
Well, Perry, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to our television audience the new executive director of the State High School League, Mr. Dave Stead. And Dave, you've held the position in an acting role ever since Orv B's retired. It's now your job. You must feel pretty excited about the challenges.
I do, Jim, and the Minnesota State High School League has been strong for a lot of years based on the strength of the schools and the board of directors and just the enthusiasm that everybody brings to high school athletics for kids, and it's an honor for me to be put in that position.
What are some of the priorities now as you face your new task?
Well, one of the things that we want to try and take a look at is all the tournament structure, and we want to take a look at involving more people in some decision making as far as league is concerned, and our board of directors has committed themselves to being very proactive and student oriented in the whole process, and so we're going to go out to the schools. Those are the people obviously that we serve, and try and put our programs together in the best possible way that we can.
And I know that when you move up to the new position that creates an opening under the new structure. Tell us a little about that.
Well, the board has redesigned the entire staff. They've reorganized us and put us in a position where we are, at the present time, looking for an associate director. And following the board meeting this morning, they've identified some areas that they'd like to see covered, and so we'll be putting that information together, getting it to the schools and other agencies, and just letting people know what kind of a position we have. Hopefully we'll be able to fill that and have a full staff by summertime.
Well, this is wonderful for Channel 9 as the basketball rights holders to the tournaments, because you let us slip earlier that you're an old basketball coach.
Yes, I am. In fact, I did some coaching when I was down in Iowa, and it's a thrill for me to be able to come to these tournaments. And 2 years ago, in fact, when I was named the associate director, it was at the basketball tournaments with Channel 9, and it's an honor for me at the present time to be named the executive director and have it air on Channel 9. I appreciate that.
Of course, it was in Iowa. We have to qualify that, but he came up from Iowa, and he's now firmly entrenched in the Gopher State. Went through New Ulm, and now the executive director of the State High School League. Dave Stead, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, Perry.
Certainly congratulations to Dave Stead and the Minnesota High School League, which does such a nice job running all the tournaments. But here we have the boys basketball Class AA third-place game. Back with more halftime festivities as we take a break from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Did you know that there's a frozen pizza that has 50% more toppings than Domino's or Pizza Hut pizza? And twice the toppings of our regular frozen pizza? It's called Twice Top Tony's Pizza because it's piled high with real cheese, sausage, pepperoni, and the finest vegetables. So when you're in the freezer section at your store, look for Twice Top Tony's Pizza. We're doing all we can to help you remember the name. Twice Top Tony's Pizza.
If you think it's okay to smoke cigarettes because most everybody else does, there's something you might want to know. Most everybody else doesn't. If you're thinking of smoking cigarettes, there's something you might want to know. The smell gets in your clothes.
I'm Dick Boyle. A strong state economy keeps Minnesotans working. So join me in supporting Minnesota companies and the products they make. Buy Minnesota.
This is KMSP TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Back at the St. Paul Civic Center, at courtside, Osseo leading Cloquet by 8 at halftime, 31-23 in our Class AA third place game. And it's one of those games again. Osseo, Janet, during the 3 days of this tournament, we've seen a team of streaks. So when they get a good streak going, and they got one going towards the end of that second quarter, they can be devastated.
Because they're a pressing team, that's the kind of game that Warren Bolin says they like to play. He said because we press so much, we go in spurts like that. That's just the way they played all season long. Taking a look at the stats, you can see turnover seems to be the biggest reason that Cloquet is not in the game. With every turnover, they've lost a shot opportunity. You can see that Osseo has had 15 more shots at the basket. Cloquet is shooting a decent percentage.
That's the key, and that's stunning. You just can't win a game if you give the team 15 more shots.
Exactly, and the reason they're having trouble the reason they're having so many turnovers is that they're having trouble on the press, and they can do a better job handling that pressure. They may be able to get back in the game.
Osseo an 8-point lead at halftime, and we'll up the second half of our third place game at the St. Paul Civic Center when we return to the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
Tempstar's 9580 gas furnace saves on energy bills as only one of the world's most efficient furnaces could.
Where do you think they come from?
Brought to you by your Minnesota Blue Flame Gas Association and these participating dealers.
The KMSP TV Sports Challenge brought to you by Snapper, America's Choice. He went from Jackson State to become the NFL's all-time leading runner. Who is he? Back with the answer after this message.
Harold's the envy of the neighborhood. Let me take since he got his new set of wheels. A Snapper lawn tractor. Sam was surprised. It had tilt steering. Don drooled over the twin bag catcher. Carol was captivated by the powerful high vacuum action. And the 12 forward speeds floored Phil.
Harold! Finished?
Almost. Snapper's a first-class ride. Problem is, who rides first? It's a snap with Snapper.
He's Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears, and he's run for over 15,000 yards, the most in NFL history. Call now, 1-976-1000, and win your choice of dozens of valuable prizes and sports merchandise. Answer 3 questions correctly, and you're a winner with a KMSP TV Snapper Sports Challenge.
All right, we're set to go now to the second half of our third place game. Don't forget to stay with us. We have primetime news coming up between games tonight. And then right after primetime news, there'll be the AA championship game between Corey and Armstrong. Corey will be trying to become the first outstate team in the 80s to win the AA championship.
Warren Bolin hoping to bring a third place trophy into the Osseo School District. 18,000 students.
Mark Lindquist. Pretty good start for Cloquet in the second half. Osseo in the black and orange. Stuart Kramer. Good tough shot.
Nice move. Little ball fake to the inside. Spun around the baseline with a short jumper.
34 Giacomini. Quiet first half. 4 points. Well, that gets him going. Maybe he's feeling a little bit better after catching his wind there at halftime.
Giacomini, even though he is 6'4", he seems to be more comfortable away from the basket, facing up and squaring up to the basket.
Mike Corton missing. Tim Jett with the rebound. Nice dish to Kramer, who's fouled and will go to the line.
Stuart Kramer is so tough down in the low post. Here he challenges the two white shirts and draws a foul. He's also the point man on that press. Another reason why he gets a lot of those points, because they turn it over regularly. And then they feed Kramer because he's so good down there.
For Kramer now, that's 9 points.
This Osseo team has really had an excellent season. Only one loss during the regular season, playing the tough Lake Red. Warren Bowling said they just have gelled like no one ever would have thought they were going to at the beginning of the season.
And 2 losses, both of them to Armstrong, which will play for the title tonight. Last night, a 1-point heartbreaker. Nice little left-hand rolling hook by Stu Sorensen.
Basket by number 54, Stu Sorensen.
Missed there by Jones, and Randa with it for Cloquet. It's almost 5-point game, and Cloquet has the ball. They're on the short end of the score now. Missed by Sorensen. Foul going to be on Sorensen inside.
Sorensen puts it up off the board, and as he tries to get the rebound, he slaps in there and catches one of the Orioles.
Nice pass from Herman to Jeff Jones. And a basket and a foul. Pretty move by Jones. And Giacomini is going to be in a track meet tonight trying to keep up with Jones the way he moves.
There's Jones.
Faking Giacomini off his feet. Flips him as he goes by. And Jeff Jones continues to score well. 17. Finishing his career in fine fashion.
Well, the Orioles lead by 8 here, and Herman gets a hand on that, and it goes out of bounds off Herman. Right through his legs, and he'll come back into Cloquet, but we'll have a timeout with 5 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the first half, or excuse me, in the third quarter. And our score is Osseo leading by 8.
When you've applied for a loan, the first thing you want is a fast answer. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. Escape to TCF. We'll give you an answer in 8 hours on all kinds of loans.
Skeptical about building a new home? It takes more than hammer and nails, much more.
Construction changes, problems, how would we know?
We monitor all of your construction with a detailed computer program, and our on-site communications help eliminate time-consuming problems.
So we move in. What if something doesn't work?
Our 10-year warranty will. Gardner Brothers provides expert repair service to keep...
But will we really get the home we want?
Gardner Brothers will help analyze all your living needs.
Gardner Brothers Homes.
All right, we continue to pursue obscure esoterica from tourney history, and the answer is, do it all the time, didn't you, Jim?
That's what, 72 shots a game? That's not bad.
Jim's famous 1967 St. Paul Central team.
Good team, real good team. Probably the second best in the state. They had to play Edina in the first round.
Giacomini left by himself. Boy, mistake there by Osseo.
Well, he may not be feeling but good, but he still is hitting from the outside.
Osseo made an error there. Phil walked away from him. Nobody went out there. The second three-pointer of this quarter, Jeff Jones. And Lindquist, quick hands. Possession. Well, Cloquet is down 5. They have the ball with 4:50 to go, third quarter. And Dwayne Nordgren in the game hits the jump shot. There's Herman back to the trailing Mike Corton, and he is fouled.
You'll see Corton trying to take it inside, but he can't get it into a shooting position because Nordgren has a hold of his arm.
Second personal, team's fourth.
Mike Corton, nicknamed Special K. He was the captain of the football team at Osseo. He says his best game of the season was the game that they beat Armstrong during the season. I'm sure he wished they could have done the same last night.
Takes one, and Osseo now leads by 4, and they steal. A jet came flying, and I think they're going to get Stuart Kramer over the back on a rebound foul. And that will be 2 fouls on Kramer, 2.
Well, there's Corton on the steal. Nice little dish to Kramer. Kramer just doesn't quite get it up on the corner of the backboard square. Going after his miss, he goes over the back.
He landed hard, too, with Peterson on top of him.
The foul is on Stuart Kramer. Second personal, first team foul at Osseo.
They can beat that first trap. They're going to have 2 Osseo defenders in the backcourt. And then they would be at an advantage. They're having trouble getting the ball up court.
Oh, there's that shot that made Gilliland a household name years ago. That left-handed hook in the lane.
Yeah, my father.
Jump hook.
Oh, it's a 2-point game now with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. A nice movement by Kramer on the baseline, and the foul is on Sorensen.
Kramer and Jones real good with those ball fakes.
They just move. Of all the teams I've seen over these 3 days, Osseo is the best offensive movement without the ball. Their players are always moving and getting themselves free.
They are, and Kramer is very effective at moving at the right time. It seems like he times his cuts so that when he gets across the lane to the block, his passer on that wing is ready to throw him the ball. That's good basketball.
Sorensen leaving now for Cloquet. Andy Martinson, 50's in. He gave a pretty good lift in the first half with 8 points. Here's Kramer shooting a 1-and-1.
Oh boy, is he in trouble.
Mike Corton.
Basket number 34, Mike Corton.
And then they call Kramer for a foul. 2 players collided rather harmlessly after the play and had no bearing on the play, and they give Kramer a foul. That will be his 3rd.
They're going to shoot a bonus now, I think.
Well, yeah,
no,
it would be. No?
Some consultation.
Fouls on number 24, Stuart Kramer. That's his 3rd personal. Second team foul at Osseo.
It's only the 2nd team foul. It's 5 the other way, 5 on Cloquet.
Right. 2 team fouls. Osseo, 3:43 to play in the third quarter.
A little eye contact there between Nordgren and Randa. We may see a touchdown pass here. Nope.
Oh, another foul on Kramer.
Kramer's picked up 3 in about 30 seconds here.
And that's 4 now on
like
Kramer.
They probably should get him out of the game. Looks like Callahan may come in for it. So aggressive.
Well, quite honestly, one there he shouldn't have picked up, and that really hurts. The one in the middle was an insignificant foul. And now he picked up one there out of aggressiveness and winds up having to sit.
Well, the press never stops no matter who's in the game for Osseo. Randa trying to find his way to the timeline.
Lindquist. Two-pointer. Two-pointer by Mark Lindquist. So Cloquet's within two. And Osseo throws it away. I think Osseo may be in a little bit of trouble here because Kramer's kind of a glue for their team. And with him being down, he's going to be down for a while, I would think.
Well, certainly for the rest of the third period.
Then he tried to draw a foul. No whistle.
Those were good no calls. That's what the foul on Kramer should have been, was a no call. Lindquist. Somebody got a piece of that.
Andy Martinson climbing up, trying to get over Callanan.
For Osseo, number 10, Bill Romer in the game.
Now they'll come back down to shoot the one-on-one on the other end. Cloquet making a nice run here, though. Starting to handle the pressure a little bit better. They're still not really, once they beat the press on the first pass past the trap, they're not attacking the basket like they really should. I think if they were a little bit more aggressive, and not just being happy that they broke the press that they can set up, but rather trying to score, they need to do a little bit better.
Osseo all over the offensive board, but finally Lumberjacks come away.
Norgren lost it. Jeff Jones got stripped. Randa was the man that got in there and got the ball.
Callanan, I think.
Boy, Osseo has just been crushing the offensive boards this entire game, but they have not been able to convert a lot of those putbacks.
Let's see who they call this on. Jones.
That's on the Orioles, number 45, Jeff Jones.
It is on Jones, okay. He's in there along with Callanan. They sandwiched Norgren in there, and they gave it to Jones.
About 2.5 to go third quarter. A 2-point lead for Osseo. Turned over. Chris Fellerman will be in the game for Osseo, but that'll get us to a timeout. We'll break with Osseo leading Cloquet by 2 in the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
Prior to owning the Chevrolet, I had a Ford. Well, I switched to the Chevy because I like the looks better than the Ford. I found out that they had completely redid the truck. You need a four-wheel drive truck. You don't want to have to get out and lock your wheels in. If you want to go into four-wheel drive, you can just shift into it. This Chevrolet truck is the best vehicle I have ever owned.
Heartbeat of America, that's today's Chevy truck.
If you don't believe it, just go out and try it yourself.
Of all the reasons why American farmers take care of the land, one stands apart. One reason why farmers till the earth in ways that conserve precious topsoil. One reason why farmers plant the right crops in the right fields. Because today, the American farmer knows his land will someday be his land. This message brought to you on behalf of the American farmer by the makers of Dual Herbicide.
Well, Channel 9 will get back into the baseball swing tomorrow. Our Grapefruit League special airs at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, an hour with the Twins in spring training. Join us for that. An always intriguing look, and if Joe Harowitz has had anything to do with this, I'm sure there'll be a surprise or two thrown in. Osseo with the ball.
I want to tune in to see you hit against Jim Cott.
It's not pretty.
Basket by number 45, Jeff Jones.
Held ball between Romer and Randa, and the arrow will give it to Osseo. Orioles up 4 with the ball. by Callanan, and Tim Callanan with the basket.
Basket number 55, Tim Callanan.
Oh, Lindquist can't handle that.
For the Lumberjacks, number 14, Pat Callanan.
With the number of turnovers Cloquet's committed, it's a miracle they're as close as they are.
I agree. Giacomini there could have, after the score, he could have run the baseline and make that pass a little bit easier.
That's right. We haven't seen anybody do that. I wonder maybe some of the players may not realize that they can do that.
After the score, you do not have to be stationary in the out-of-bounds pass.
Jeff Jones got 3 fouls and 20 points. Stuart Kramer, the other big man for Osseo, sitting with 4.
Long pass ahead to Andy Martinson. He tried to fake Jones in the air. Jones didn't like the call, but Martinson will shoot 2.
That was the 15th foul also on Osseo.
Andy Martinson has earned 7 varsity letters already in 3 sports. He plays, he's also in football and track, and he's just a junior.
One of the nicest foul shooters we've seen in the tournament. Touch. 4 points for Osseo with 1:05 to play third quarter. Nice move by Jones inside. Allen in the spot. Jones has 22. Now Lindquist. Oh, bounce there. Jones clears it for Osseo. One of the things you said is true, though, Janet. Cloquet, I don't think they really have the weapons to attack the basket in a kind of transition offense if they do break the press. They don't seem to have the players to really fly down and go at the basket.
Yeah, they're a big physical group, not a smooth outfit.
Cloquet. Oh, I'm sorry, the Osseo ball. At 14 seconds to play in the quarter. Jones for 3. Kelly up to Giacomini, and Porton there for the foul. Happened well before the layup attempt, and 6 seconds remaining, and that'll put Giacomini at the line for a 1-and-1.
Osseo collecting a lot of fouls here in the latter stages of the third quarter, but they will have 6 seconds to try and organize something.
Well, it may haunt them in the fourth to be in such foul trouble.
Kramer with 4, Jones has 3.
But that's it. You know, nobody else in their team really has any fouls. They've all been in those 2 players. But that hurts them. Kramer's been out about 4 minutes here of the third quarter. Time if they hurry. Fellerman can't pick the ball up. Oh, we almost got a last-second prayer down. But after 3 quarters in our Class AA third place game, it is Osseo leading Cloquet 47-41.
Kathy Durham looks cool under pressure, but just because her blouse is dry doesn't mean she smells good. Because underarm odor is invisible, she needs Sure Roll-On. Sure helps protect against wetness and kills bacteria that cause odor. So Kathy, why go to school with a dry blouse and a false sense of security? Tomorrow, use Sure Roll-On and be just as sure about odor as you are about wetness.
Thanks.
Convenience stores are popping up everywhere, and they all seem to be alike, small and limited. Except one, Tom Thumb. Tom Thumb has more than other convenience stores, so you can pick up almost anything. How does that make the other guys feel? Downright embarrassed.
Get Kemp's ice cream for just $1.79, Tony's Pizza $1.59, and Oreo cookies, big stuff and double stuff, all $1.99 this week at Tom Thumb.
Back at the St. Paul Civic Center, one more quarter in our Class AA third place game. Then primetime news will have a early version between games of our doubleheader tonight. Following primetime news, we'll have the AA championship game between Rocori and Armstrong. Rocori of Cold Spring, Armstrong of Robbinsdale. And right now we have Cloquet and White with the ball, trailing by 6. Pat Kelly, number 14 in. And a turnover.
Cloquet, number 12, Nick Randall, back in the ball game.
Big Red. Who were they rooting for? We have black and a blue in this game. Those would be the Armstrong fans waiting for the next game. Fellerman hits a 3.
Number 32, Chris Fellerman for 3.
And Martinson drops it out. So Cloquet is just continuing to be plagued by turnovers. 13 in the first half, and I would guess pretty close to that many already in the second half.
Again, 2 more already in this fourth quarter. 2 lost opportunities to even get a shot at the basket.
Number 50, Andy Martinson out.
Stuart Kramer still sitting out for Osseo. We'll see when Coach Warren Bowen will put him back in.
Jeff Jones, Chris Fellerman. Nice move by Jones. Basket counts and a foul.
Basket is good.
Jeff Jones racking up a beautiful effort, 24 already.
Stu Sorensen really didn't do much in there, but he picked up the foul.
Stu Sorensen, that's his 3rd. Jeff Jones at the line for Osseo, and he'll shoot 1.
Now Jones in his last game for Osseo, and he's going out the right way. 25 points right now. We still have 7 minutes to play. Osseo's opened up biggest lead of the game, 12 points. Nice pass from Herman to Callanan. That'll come right back to Cloquet. And that's going to get us to a timeout for Cloquet. Jerry Erickson up off the bench to call it with his team down by 12 at the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
It used to be when investors got into the stock market, they could almost plan on things going one way. But unfortunately, things don't always come out as planned. So if you're looking for an investment you can count on, come to TCF for a variety of insured savings plans that offer a guaranteed rate and keep yourself well covered.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
All right, Jimmy, now quench my thirst for knowledge here and let me know. Tell me what's coming up on 21 Jump Street.
Tomorrow night, oh, what's coming up on 20? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Officer Hanson. Hanson and Penhall, 2 of my favorites, go undercover to stop a rash of brutal beatings on 21 Jump Street. Werewolf is at 7, and at 7:30, Peg and Marcy go for a night on the town on Married with Children. Then Gary's Caught in Love Triangle on the Gary Shandling Show. It's on Receptive Channel 9, and don't forget primetime news.
Tim Giacomini missing a 3, and Osseo with the ball. 6:20 to play, they lead by 12. And now by 14 on the basket by Chris Fellerman.
Number 32, Chris Fellerman.
Miranda to try. Nice putback by Sorensen. Doesn't go down, though. And here's Osseo again. Unable to finish the break. Back comes Cloquet's Dean Randa. Wayne Norgren. Mark Lindquist. Sorensen hangs on the rim and off, and then Fellerman fouls on the rebound.
Well, Giacomini got a good inside position. You can see him on the weak side. Fellerman coming over the back. Giacomini will go to the line.
Well, the Cloquet fans trying to keep the faith here. Be in a lot better shape if Giacomini had been able to have the game he had last night, especially the first half that he had last night against Ricori.
18-point first half.
Doug Herman back. Tim Jett off to Herman. That's the first shot that Herman has tried in the game. He's played, I think, the entire game, and he hits a three. Very unselfish player. 57-43 at 5:10 to play. Giacomini for three. Rebound by Callanan to Chris Fellerman. Jett. Dean Randa out with the ball. And Randa will go to the foul line.
Randa showing some of that speed. He was in the 87 cross-country meet, the state cross-country meet. Taking it into the basket there and picking up the foul.
Fouls on the Orioles, number 25, Doug Herman. That's his first personal foul. At the line, number 12, Dean Randa, shooting two.
Randa, good foul shooter. So I'm sure he's glad I said that. He made 8 in the second half, helping Cloquet beat St. Thomas on Thursday.
He'll be going to Bemidji State along with Tim Giacomini next year. Both seniors.
Here's Herman back for Osseo. Nice drive down the lane, and Herman is fouled on the move. 58-44, Osseo closing in and wrapping up the third place trophy. Then we'll get to primetime news, and then we'll follow that with Armstrong and Ricori.
At the line for Osseo, number 25, Doug Herman.
Place is filling up with red, the primary color of both schools.
And Osseo with another turnover. Back they come. Herman. Pass tipped out of bounds. It'll be Osseo ball back, and we'll have a timeout.
There's a timeout.
4:22 to play, and Osseo leads at 58-44 at the boys basketball tournament.
Diversified Energies Incorporated is a Minnesota-based family of companies that includes Enscan, E.F. Johnson Company, Dyco Petroleum, and the comfort of natural gas from Minigasco.
All in all, it was a pretty average day. 4 showers were taken, and 1 bath. 3 meals were cooked, and 2 loads of laundry were washed and dried, while everyone stayed warm and comfortable. The cost of all that natural gas? For the Minigasco customer, less than the same amount cost 5 years ago. Now, who says everything is more expensive these days?
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Cott. And I'm Ted Robinson. Between the two of us, we have 283 wins. Close enough. That's right. This year, we'll be teaming up to bring you all the play-by-play of the world champion Minnesota Twins. From the first pitch of spring training to the last out of the season, we'll bring you the score. Joining us in the booth will be John Gordon.
KMSP TV, home of the world champion Minnesota Twins. Back at St. Paul Civic Center, those folks are awaiting the AA championship game to follow. Right now, Osseo hoping to be able to close out without too much pain here. A win over Cloquet for third place with 4:22 to go. The Orioles in command. Bellerman to Callanan. Tim Callanan with the basket.
Basket by number 55, Tim Callanan.
Wayne Norgren, 32 for Cloquet. And his pocket is picked. And I think the one thing, well, Jerry Erickson might just take the stat sheet from this and put it right in the fireplace anyway. If he looks at it, the thing that's going to turn his stomach is the turnover column. That's really just taking Cloquet out of the game.
I give a lot of credit to the defense and the pressure that Osseo has put on the entire game.
Source and hooks.
You know, it's interesting, too, is that, again, showing that we don't know very much. I'm worried here that Kramer goes out of the game and Osseo's in trouble, and Kramer's been out for 8 minutes, and Osseo's added about 15 points to the lead while he's been out. And now Kramer comes back in. Stuart Kramer does, replacing Jeff Jones, who sits with 28 points. 28 for Jeff Jones.
Tim Jett, the younger brother of Willie Jett, now playing at the University of Illinois, Chicago.
Number 52, Rich Peterson back in the game, replacing number 34.
He's the all-conference goalie for soccer.
Right.
Photoshop.
Very good memory.
Yes, I got it.
They'll be back next year. Kramer, Corton, and Jett, 3 of the 5 starters for Osseo to return. Bill Romer now on, and he replaces Jett. The top 3 reserves, though, for Osseo are also seniors: Romer, Fellerman, and Callanan. So they will lose 5 of the 8 players that play in the game. No basket, charging foul against Bill Romer.
Romer going strong to the bucket, but Rich Peterson was there.
First personal on Romer.
Romer could not stop his momentum, but nice touch on the ball, but it's all for naught, as Cloquet will try again with 3:22 to go.
Osseo not relenting at all on the defensive pressure.
Lindquist did a nice job of splitting the trap there, stepping right through the 2 defenders.
And Herman does able to pick up the ball, feeds Romer in the middle. And that will come back to Cloquet. .258 to play, and things have not gotten any better for Cloquet here in the 4th quarter. But tough second half for the Lumberjacks.
Wilson ran on Lindquist all alone, trying to deal with the press.
Yeah.
And really against the zone type of press, you need to have a few others contributing, at least being available for passes up the court. And the rest of them have kind of left those 2 to defend for themselves. And it's been a long evening for them.
Now, Stuart Kramer doesn't get back in the game very long before he leaves with fouls. Oh, those folks are back. Guess the symphony's in session again tonight, huh?
Number 52, Rich Peterson is the line for Lumberjacks.
Rich Peterson will shoot for Cloquet.
He just came over from the Ordway Theater.
The bonus shot.
First point of the game for Rich Peterson. The leading scorer for Cloquet is Tim Giacomini with 11. Stu Sorensen and Andy Martinson each have 10. Jeff Jones with 28 leading Osseo. Stuart Kramer fouled out with 12.
And Rich Peterson will lead the game.
Todd Vebon into the game for Cloquet, number 22.
2:25 remaining. And a foul on Romer. Osseo.
Well, Romer not playing perfect defense, I guess. Knowing that he reached. Play defense with your hands, not with your feet, not your hands, rather.
So Dean Randa. Cloquet at times been bothered by foul shooting troubles. They've had pretty good success here in this game, although they haven't gone to the line enough to make it pay. Callanan down low, muscles his way right in for the basket. Tim Callanan.
Callanan had a nice effort tonight off the bench. Strong inside player.
Lindquist, nice putback foul by Andy Martinson.
He's having his best game of the tournament, Martinson.
He'll be back as a junior. 1:50 remaining. And that'll get us to a timeout as Pat Kelly will check back in with Cloquet. And we break with 1:43 remaining in Osseo on its way to winning third place in Class AA.
If you're thinking of smoking cigarettes, there's something you might want to know.
Hi.
Smokers have bad breath.
This young woman just became an owner of a major U.S. corporation. And she can't wait to get to work.
Okay, you're all set with a Cadillac.
Avis Incorporated is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its corporate employees.
Cadillac, 45 bucks a day? How'd you swing that? I know the owner.
Get fast service and a Cadillac for $45 a day. Avis. Now we're trying harder than ever.
All right, we have 1:43 to play in this fourth quarter. This fourth quarter has not moved in a lightning manner.
Osseo.
We promised, though, there will be primetime news.
Osseo puts that press on, no matter who's in the game or what is the score. Fran Romer can't find his man inside. Jeff Jones back into the game now for the final moments in the Oriole uniform.
And the Orioles just don't relent defensively.
I have a feeling that for Lindquist, the game has not gone very fast either.
You're right. I think you're right.
10-second call. Pat Kelly has shown a little bit of frustration there, unable to advance the ball past midcourt in 10 seconds.
You're right, too, about the help that, in the future, Cloquet will need help. They need to get all 5 people, or at least 4 people involved in helping to break that.
Well, even if one of the bigger men could come to the ball and flash in the middle to give those guards an outlet.
Also, number 20, Mark Lindquist.
It would help take off some of the pressure.
Number 25, Doug Herman, shooting 1 and 1.
Herman, with 1:20 remaining, we'll see the victorious Osseo Orioles and the Cloquet Lumberjacks receiving their awards at the end of the game. (68-51), Osseo the lead. Orioles took the lead in the second quarter, led by 8 at the half, and then Cloquet got in the game in the third quarter, made it close again, but Osseo broke it open late in the third and early in this fourth quarter. Romer, nice anticipation of the steal, and Chris Fellerman. Callanan runs it down to the Orioles. Nice pass down low, and Callanan gets the layup for Osseo.
Basket by number 55.
12 points now for Tim Callanan. 30 seconds remain. Nordgren, the miss. And Cloquet will keep it. With 21 seconds remaining. Joe Livingston in for Cloquet, replacing Mark Lindquist. Last game, all 5 senior starters. All 5 starters are seniors for the Lumberjacks. So Jerry Erickson will have some rebuilding to do next year.
And Osseo will finish the game with 5 seniors on the floor as well.
But Joyce, number 30, is in the game for Cloquet. Jeff Jones. 10 seconds. And that's it. The Osseo Orioles win 3rd place in Class AA. The only team that beat them all year. Did it twice, and they will play next for the state championship. Osseo Warren Bolin will take home the 3rd place trophy as they defeat Cloquet here 70-51. It's kind of, in a way, tough, I guess. You know, if you're Osseo, you sit back and you realize what a strong team you had, and you think that only one team beat them and lost 2 games all year by a total of 5 points. That 5 points, a shot here, a shot there, and you're playing for the championship. Very fine line separates teams at this level.
Awards coming up. Osseo going through the hugs. And Cloquet down a little bit right now, but they'll feel better about things once they've had a chance to recall this experience. Exciting win over St. Thomas Academy in the first round. Played Rocori tough for 3 quarters in the semifinals before losing there and then falling here to Osseo tonight.
Problem here is that Cloquet, half their team ran off the floor, not realizing that they've got to stay around to collect the trophy.
Back now. Osseo's first state tournament appearance. They were ranked most of the year in the top 4 or 5 teams.
An obnoxious fight song in the background. that's the Cloquet, original Cloquet fight song. Maybe Lou Holtz will give out the award.
All right, now I think we are ready to go. I love this. This is politics all the way to high school basketball. Fans get equal time.
Athletic Director at Monticello, Chuck Octor, Principal from Chaska, Dick Foley, Band Director at St. Francis, and Dick O'Connell, School Board Member from Marshall and President of the League Board of Directors, assisted by League staff. At this time, the presentation of the 4th place plaque for this tournament. Would the captains of the Cloquet team please come forward? Cloquet High School, 4th place, 1988 boys basketball. And now the presentation of the bronze medals to Osseo High School. John Auer. Tim Callanan. Stuart Kramer. Chris Fellerman. Jeff Grippentrog. Chad Goodmanson. Doug Herman. Tim Jett. Jeff Jones. Mike Corton. Corey Marsh. Corey Punch. Bill Romer. Sean Tharp. Chad Udine. Student manager Kurt Serhan. And now the captains, please come forward to receive the third place trophy for this tournament. Osseo High School, third place, boys basketball, 1988. Congratulations to Warren Boland and Jerry Erickson and their staffs on fine season.
Well, that's, again, a nice way for Osseo to end their season on a positive note. 5 seniors to end their careers holding up a trophy. Third place in Class AA for Warren Boland and the Osseo Orioles as they defeated Cloquet 70-51. We'll return to the St. Paul Civic Center in just a moment.
A great American adventure awaits you in a land you've only seen in your mind's eye. Dakota, South Dakota. You arrive amidst the visions of legends. Soon you discover why the Sioux call these mountains of mystery Paha Sapa, Black Hills. Then, from the reality of this valiant republic, come the faces, bigger than you ever imagined, towering, majestic, awesome Mount Rushmore. No ordinary vacation. This is adventure. The Old West, alive. Call for free travel information now. Experience the American adventure. Dakota, South Dakota.
Let's stop at Burger King. They got a breakfast special for under $1. How can it be special if it's under $1? Just 99 cents for French toast sticks, a bagel sandwich, or a croissant sandwich. Done like I do it. Like you do it? Yeah, French toast sticks, a bagel sandwich, or a croissant sandwich. Just 99 cents. Good thing you're not doing it, because if you were doing it, you wouldn't do it for under $1, and we wouldn't be here letting them do it. You know what I mean? Now, I got a pretty good idea.
We do it like you do it when we do it like we do it at Burger King.
First, my dog ran away. So to cheer myself up, I bought an expensive TV, and it came with a remote. Then my girlfriend left me, so I bought a VCR, and it came with a remote. Then I was transferred to the Yukon Territory, and it came with a remote. Then I was audited by the IRS, and they came with remotes. So to simplify my life, I bought a Memorex CP8 Universal Remote, which could do everything 8 different remotes could do. Then I was happy. In fact, the happiest cold and lonely guy stuck in the Yukon without a dog.
Perry Williams back at the St. Paul Civic Center, our Class AA third place championship won by the Osseo Orioles 70-51 over Cloquet. Osseo lost twice this year, only twice, including the state tournament, to Armstrong from Robbinsdale. And just moments ago, as Armstrong took the court for the championship game, the Osseo players lined up to wish them well in their title quest. It won't be easy, however. They'll be going against top-ranked and unbeaten, the Spartans of Rocori. That game coming up next. But first, sit back and enjoy Prime Time News.
Tonight on Primetime News, a brutal crime in St. Cloud is raising new concerns about the effects of video violence on kids. Also, an old friend in Minneapolis falls prey to the wrecking ball. And we'll look at some exhilarating creations for Easter.
From the Twin Cities, this is the Upper Midwest First Look